Hey guys, welcome back to Just Simply Sisters. Today we have another 3 recipe video where we're going to be sharing 3 healthy, non-dairy, vegan ice cream options to make for the summer months. Our first recipe is going to be banana soft serve ice cream. You will need 3 frozen bananas that are chopped, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and 1 teaspoon of maple syrup. This is all going to be done in a food processor or high-speed blender. So first thing you're going to do is add the bananas to it and blend it until they are smooth. But you may have to scrape down the sides halfway through, which I am showing here in this clip. It depends how strong your blender or food processor is, but eventually it will blend together. If you want, you can also add a little non-dairy milk to help the blending process along. And when it's all finished, it turns into this really creamy, soft serve texture, and it's so delicious. You could just have it on its own like this, to be honest, but I like to add flavorings. So after this, you will add the cocoa powder and the maple syrup and just blend for about 20 to 30 seconds again until it is all blended together. The cocoa powder may kind of poof up in the food processor, but that's not a huge deal. You don't have to scrape down the sides for that. And once it is done, it's going to be a really creamy, chocolatey soft serve, and it is so delicious and a way healthier option than other store-bought ice creams. If you want it to be more of a thicker ice cream texture, you could also place this in the freezer in a container for a few hours, and it also is very delicious as well as just regular ice cream. But for now, I'm just going to serve it up as is into a big bowl. This can make 1 large or 2 small servings. And I decided to top mine with some chocolate chips as well as some crushed walnuts. But you can top it with anything you'd like. Peanut butter, strawberries or raspberries, anything would be really delicious on this. And I've been making this recipe for years now, and it's one of my favorite go-tos of when I'm craving something sweet but want to be healthy at the same time. Our second recipe are these coconut lime popsicles. So to a large bowl, you will need to add 2 cans of coconut milk. As you can see here, the ones that I added, the cream and the water had separated, but you're going to be whisking it all together, so this won't be a huge issue. So I would recommend whisking this together first before you add the other ingredients. This took a couple, like 20 to 30 seconds just to get it all combined like you see here. And then you're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So I added about 2 teaspoons of lime zest and the juice of 1 lime as well. Next, you will add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and this just gives it a little bit of sweetness and flavor. And then lastly, you will add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, but any liquid sweetener will work as well. If you want it to be a little bit of a sweeter dessert, you can also add 1/2 cup of maple syrup or sweetener, or as little as less as you would like. You will whisk it all together until it's combined, and then we also decided to add a 1/4 cup of shredded coconut to give it that more of a coconutty flavor. Once it is all combined, you're going to take out your popsicle molds and you are going to pour it in. We just used a 3/4 cup measuring cup, but if you have something with a spout on it to pour it in, that would make it much easier. As you can see here, I was kind of struggling to not get it on the sides, but it's not a huge deal. And then in half of the molds, we also decided we were going to add raspberries inside some of them. So here I just filled up those 3 molds halfway through and then added 2 or 3 raspberries to the middle. This is definitely optional, but you could also add other fruits like pineapple or strawberries. So what we did here, we just added 2 or 3 into the middle and then pushed them down using a spoon, and then coated them with more of the milk mixture. As you can see, we had some leftover of the milk mixture, so it filled actually 8 of these molds, but it might only fit 6 larger molds depending on what you use. Once they're all done, you can add the tops on and place them in the freezer for 6 to 8 hours or overnight. When you're ready to serve, you just have to rinse the molds with some hot water to get the tops off, and your popsicles are all finished. These are the perfect, refreshing summer treat to have with your family and friends. Kids will love them. They're very versatile. You can change up the flavors however you would like. They turned out really, really well, and we hope you will definitely try these out this summer and let us know if there's any different flavor combinations that you recommend as well. Our final recipe is going to be a mango sorbet with only 2 ingredients. So you are going to add 2.5 cups of frozen chopped mango. We just used one from a bag from Walmart. And then we sweetened it with 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, but you can completely omit this if you don't want to add any sweetener, or you can add more depending on whatever you would like to do. Once you are done this, you can add it to a food processor or high-speed blender and blend it for 2 to 3 minutes depending on how strong your blender is, and you might have to push down the sides like the banana ice cream as well. And it turns out as a really thick and creamy sorbet texture, kind of like the banana one, but a little bit more icy. To serve, you can just add it to a bowl like I am here, or you can place it in the freezer if you'd like it to be a thicker texture for ice cream cones. This is probably the simplest recipe that we've made yet with only 2 ingredients, but it's still a really delicious sweet treat that you can make in the summer that's healthy as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. We hope you enjoyed these 3 recipes that we gave you. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoy these 3 recipe videos that we've been making lately, and we'll see you in our next video.